GM. GM. Welcome to Daily Levels. Say welcome as if you're live. This is Daily Levels. Today is the 6th of December. It is Wednesday. And let's see how this blow off top is forming. So, that's the wrong one. This is the right one here. Alright. So, currently, this is the situation we're in. Get out of replay mode. Don't need it. I think what happens here is some consolidation. Unless today breaks out. If today breaks out, then we're going to $46K. So see 46K above, 42K is below us, 40.8 is the lowest I would see it on a wick. There's a pivot there. $48 flat is another pivot that I have marked. And I'm waiting for price acting within those levels. So if you go to lower time frame, we're just consolidating much the same as we have done. This is a parabolic chart. I don't think we're finished quite yet. I think price is going to remain in a tight range. I think we can go a little bit lower initially. I wouldn't be surprised if price does that before making another move up. Takes out some of this liquidity below. Maybe dips down into the 50 once it comes up. That would be a level I'd have my eye on. See that? 1 hour chart, 50 MA. If it pushes up here in the short term, I think that can be a trap. But if you're long, stay long. If you're spot long, no need to change anything. And of course, if you're trading, day trading, scalping, keep it very flexible. Right? Don't be adding leverage. Don't be piling in to crazy up-only moves. I think you want to have flexibility in your approach here. And there's really not a lot to say, to be honest. I mean, there's no point sitting here over analyzing price or targets. I've been saying this for weeks now. Just let it go up. And as it's going up, let it keep going up. And then eventually it'll stop going up. And when it stops going up, it will pull back a lot. So the only question is, how high do we go first? And I think most likely, just the nature of how trends move, is that the first time we actually stop, so the first time there's a pullback, that's not actually the top, right? So the first significant pullback is actually a buying opportunity, because even if we're going to fail, say like here, Price stops, people think it's over, pushes again. Drops back, pushes again. We haven't even begun the distribution process. This is not distribution. This is still strong upwards parabola. Of course, as Bitcoin always does, we will go into distribution. It might be a short one. Again, everyone's very used to Bitcoin giving nice, lengthy distributions, right? Where it goes up, distributes, drops off, distributes, distribution, lets you get on board. If you're a short, lets you get out of your bags if you're a long. But we haven't had a blow off top in a while. So if we have something like this, you're not going to see the distribution that you're used to seeing. You're not going to see the 3 peaks. If it goes up vertical, it's going to come down vertical. You might see a complacency bounce. That would be nice. So I'm very interested because Bitcoin hasn't done this since here, literally since 2021. Bitcoin hasn't done a proper parabolic run. And I'll be interested to see, does it stick and adhere to the typical principles? Because parabolas are very easy to trade when they respect the rules. Meaning, you have blow off top, you have first significant correction, which is always a buy, then you have a complacency bounce. When I say it's always a buy, I mean that lower time frames, you would always buy it. Right? Because if we rip higher, we're going to drop off, we're going to bounce up, and that's it. And then it'll go and do whatever it's going to do. Blow off tops, target will be back to where we started from. Right? It will get back there eventually. That's if this plays out. I'm not saying it will. I'd love for it to. I'd love nothing more. And we certainly have that shape of price action. We have that nature of price action right now. And these are quite reliable in that if you look at it here, it happens so fast. Notice here, consolidate, blow off top, dump all the way back to that consolidation. Complacency bounce, down lower, consolidate, away we go. You might look at this and think, oh, wouldn't that be so easy to trade? No, because leverage. Right? It's easy if you're not at leverage ape. Or it's not easy, it's tradable. Because this part here is just positions getting force closed. So you have to see the overextension first. Now, are we in that parabolic phase here? Is this it now, where it's going to pull back into that level? I don't think so. I think we are setting up the final parabolic leg. But that might give us a few days of chop. We could be somewhere around here, right? It can get messy in between. We could still just be here, to be honest. Or even here. Right? This could be us now. Consolidate sideways. The bands, we've now broken out convincingly, and the Michaels bands are one level to watch as well. First touch of them often produces an impulse. That's got to be one of your plans. So if I'm already long, of course, but if I've got trade plans for lower time frame trading for the next few weeks, it is, touch of the bands. So 12 EMA daily, first touch. That's a buy. If that goes down in a wick today, that's a buy for a blow off top. If we go higher first, that's a buy for the start of the complacency bounce. Right? If we go up first, then come down into the band, right? Not that it'll move like that, but you understand. It would be into the complacency bounce. That daily first touch is one to watch. And then also I'm watching for sideways between 42 to 44k. That's here and here. That would be if we're going to set up a base for higher. We would chop around from 42 to 44. Don't know for how long, but that's what I'm looking at. And so that's really all I'm looking at. When you're playing a parabola, like when you're playing this strong parabolic move, you don't want to overcomplicate it. You either want to see, at least for me, that's the 12 EMA, right? Imagine that. So I either want to see price touching off it, right? Or price accelerating up, you get that first touch, rips it in, there you go. Maybe we're somewhere around here, we go higher, touch into it. That's one way to trade it. If it's the opposite, where we've just broken out of a upwards accumulation, you just want to get on if we have nice, simple, bullish price action, right? If we're here right now and we spend the next week or two chopping in a range like this, chopping in a consolidation, and then starts to break out, just trade it. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't try and second guess the market. So there's two plans that I have. First one, first touch of the 12 EMA on the daily. Second one, we've moved up. If we consolidate nice and tight, I would say no lower than 42 and remaining between 42 and 44.5. That's me. Then I'll watch it. I'll allow it to form. You know, it can take a few days. Could be like this, 5, 6, 7 days. But look how simple this was. And this was after all-time high. This was after an extended rally from October, right? Same time of year. October, all the way up. All-time high breakout into December, right where we are now. But then it was just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 days. Tight consolidation. No deep pullbacks. Price showing it accepts up at the higher levels. And then just a simple breakout. Right? Now, do I think we do all this after? No. But do I think we can have a sideways consolidation? Absolutely, yeah. So they're what I'm watching for. That's what I will trade. I will play both of those if they present. And if they don't, I'll just chill. You have to have plans and just stick to them, right? You can't tell the market what to do. So that's Bitcoin. Bonk I'm going to cover on Trade of the Day. Ethereum really nice with its breakout now to where that's a solid confirmed breakout. But the problem with ETH is there's no reason to long it. So yes, it's just grinding up, but it's still the Bitcoin show. Bitcoin's literally in its first blow off top since 2020. Everyone knows this. Smart money knows this. They're all going to chase it. So I'll be very mindful of that with regards to ETH. It's going up because the market's going up. It's catching a bid. But it's all about Bitcoin. So I struggle to see that. To me, the time to get into ETH now, obviously the time was before it broke out or on the breakout, and I am long ETH from the breakout, by the way. Again, that was such a simple play. The market's very forgiving at the moment, and forgiving in terms of simple works best. So April's highs was 2147 exactly. Oh, there it is, sorry. Sorry, there. 2023 highs. 2147. And then we broke out. And you got a retest. If you remember that system I told you about, in trading analysis. Sorry. Here are those. The way I played the Ethereum breakout was, I think it was a 4-hour breakout. There we go. 4-hour breakout. And then you go to the 15-minute. Find your consolidation after the breakout. Consolidation after the breakout. And get long. I actually got long because of this touch of the bands. So remember I said when you have a breakout, then you touch the bands. Get long. But I didn't enter here. I entered at 21.47, right? Waited for the bands to touch. Got in on this retest. And I've been in ever since. Never got touched. My stop loss was below there, 21.30. Simple is best. Breakout, retest, or breakout with volume, candle close. Look for your bullish patterns. Trade all that. And trade it until it doesn't work. I know this is easier said than done, and I know that we've had difficult trading conditions all year. Things like breakout and retests have been failing more. But you have to understand we're in a different market now. We're in a market where new money's coming in. And so key highs, key resistance, daily resistance, weekly resistance, monthly resistance. Right? This was weekly and monthly resistance for Ethereum. Those key levels will break in a bull market. Resistance is weak. Remember that. Resistance wants to break. So whatever coins you're looking at that are moving up towards resistance or breaking out, DYDX, remember I told you I exited it the other day at 320? Yeah, it seems to be done. When I say done, I think it's just going to have to consolidate for a significant amount of time. Arbitrum, same thing, just consolidating. But see here, right? Key levels, breakouts. Pepe, for example. There's a wick breakout on Pepe. So you're obviously not going to catch a retest on the daily. Bands. You actually did get a retest on the daily of the exact level. But it breaks out here yesterday. Go to a daily, then go to a 4-hour. What does the 4-hour give you? Retest of the bands right after the confirmed breakout. There's your entry signal if you want to trade Pepe on the 4-hour. Now, ideally what you see is some consolidation at this level too. And that gives you the confidence to size up for Pepe to break higher. It doesn't work every single time, but it does work a lot of the time. And of course, your stop, if you're doing it on a daily and a 4-hour, your stop, as always, goes below the impulse candle, which is here, not at the red line, not at the fucking some random spot, below the impulse candle. If there's an impulse candle like this with super high volume, about triple the average volume on the breakout, that should hold. This should not get touched if the trade's valid. That's all you're doing, right? So that's some further explanation of some of the trading approach. Take it, use it across all your fucking coins. Block stacks, big breakout, 4-hour chart into the bands. Now this one's had a big blow off move. So what you want to see on this is that it comes a little lower, right? You want to see it come a little lower, reclaim, give it some time. Then if you look back a few days from now and it's like that, and the bands have compressed down but held, right? They didn't cross red, and it's fully tested, it's stress tested those 4-hour bands, and they look like that, but they're still bullish, and it's gone below and back above, and it's consolidating. That's now set a base to where it can have a nice, good breakout. Maybe you wait for the diagonal to break and enter as it breaks out there. Right, but also understand where we're at in the market. Stacks is going to run for this liquidity up here. So the fact you've had this breakout and now we're consolidating below this resistance, to me, I would day trade I would trade Stacks with a under 1 week time frame, and I will trade this, and I will trade it aggressively, but I'll just be trading it for a move from in this consolidation to above that high. But that'll be one where you're getting a tighter entry because maybe you're going low time frame, 15 minute, you're waiting for like a box to form, right? And you're catching the break out of that, whatever. But the reason, because I don't really know or care if Stacks goes much higher, this is super nice sort of cup and handle forming. But that liquidity, the fact that we pulled up before it, that liquidity will get tagged. When? Don't know. But when it does, it might reject. It might not keep going. So for me, if you have not traded all the way up, you don't need to be jumping in now into the parabolic phase towards the end and expecting to ride Stacks from $1 to $10, because that's not going to happen, right? It's going to come back down here, probably, take everyone out and then go, because that's how parabolic moves go. So just be mindful of that, right? You're not early. You're not early to these rallies. Some of them, some coins you can be. Some of them are not as overextended as others. But in general, nothing's early here. As Tau just keeps going. Blow off top pending. Alright, GM. See you on live stream, 5 p.m. UTC.